Hello friends, welcome to iXambi. I'm Satakshi and I'm your English faculty at iXambi. And in this video, we will see some important part of English section, and that is the reading comprehension, right? And we have split this video in two parts. In part 1, I will discuss the reading comprehension, what it says, and 3 questions based on it. And in part 2, I will discuss the remaining questions, right? So make sure you watch both the parts, right? And friends, also one important point to note is you may see here that the reading comprehension is actually not very difficult to understand, but still, in spite of this fact, you may feel that the questions are a bit tricky and you may get a few wrong, right? So in particularly this video, you will be able to understand that, you know, in future, if you face any such questions where there is some ambiguity in the options, how to tackle them, right? So these questions are of CAT level. If you are preparing for any banking exam and it has the, if it has some difficult level of questions, then this video will be very, very beneficial for you. And also, if you are appearing for any other entrance exam, be it CAT or maybe SATs, then also this video will be very, very beneficial for you, right? So now moving ahead, this is the passage, a part of it. Please pause the video, try to read and understand. Now I will explain what each paragraph says, right? And once you have understood on your own, you can resume and forward this video, right? So now this says, the first paragraph, I will not read out as it is written here, I will explain, right? So here it says they are talking about that it's about the admission season, and there are parents of pre-KG kids, who are frustrated as schools have demanded that their kids have to repeat 1 year to comply with the new education policy and as per the right to education rules, right? Now these rules say that if the student wants to get admission to class 1, that student needs to be of 6 years old, right? And if that is not the case, the school has asked that student to repeat the grade, right? So this is the main scenario, right? So now the second paragraph here says that in starting from 2025, a new rule will require students entering first grade to be 6-year-old by June 1, 2026. Now, no exceptions have been given there. Not even a 1 day delay will be allowed, right? Now, after this, they have said that some parents claim that school had a meeting, but nothing conclusive came out of it, and that mostly it is possible that students may require to repeat pre-KG, right? Also, the parents have questioned that why the children were actually given admission in the junior classes when they already knew that this rule exists, right? And also the fee for the pre-KG is similar to that of KG, right? So parents are also worried about double expenditure, all right? Now this is the next segment. You can pause and read on your own. I will explain what it says. Now this says that parents are actually questioning that why the schools admitted this we already saw, and now they are demanding that those students get exempted, so that because they on the premise that they were already given admission, and they want the new age requirement to begin next year. This is what the parents are demanding, but the school is refusing this, and the school has diverted the blame on the government actually, but the fact is that the government has left it to the schools. It is on the discretion of the schools that they can decide on their own whether the grade should be repeated or right. So now it also says that parents believe that making their children repeat a grade due to minor age difference is a waste of time and money, and they also expressed concerns about the emotional impact on the students who feel left behind as compared to their peers, right? And some parents also argue that repetition does not make sense and it is unfair to sensitive and observant children, all right? So this is what has been said here. Now this is the last part, and it says that the government officials are actually standing firm on the requirement that students be 4 years old for LKG, 5 for UKG, and 6 years for the first grade, right? And the right to education rules state that LKG should start at 4 years old. This has already been said. Now the decision was made mid-year. So here one relaxation has been introduced by the government for the batches until 2025, right? So pre-KG, LKG and UKG are also considered informal classes with no obligation for parents to have their children to repeat them, and instead they can join the appropriate grade in the following academic year, right? So it is here, from this we can infer that the government is not pressurizing to repeat a section or class by the students, but they say that okay, if you don't want to your child to repeat a class, you can very well take the child out of that class and then put the child again in the next class. Just skip one, just skip this year, no need to repeat it, right? Now the questions. Now this one says, what has the government decided to make the transition flexible for the current KG students, right? So for this, the answer lies here, right? So for the current, just note the key points. They are saying the current KG students. Here it says, as the decision was taken mid-year, the government has provided relaxation to a few batches until 2025. That is, that those taking admissions in 2025, this year criteria, that is 4 years for your pre-KG and 5 years for KG and 6 for first. This criteria will be applicable from 2025. So those who are already studying may get some relaxation. All right. Yes, this is actually one correct option, one correct statement. We'll see the others as well, right? So here it says the government has provided a grace period until 2025 for affected students to continue with their current grade placement. This we can see in the passage straight away, right? So this is correct. B is right. Okay. So now parents feel. A says parents feel that the government has left it up to individual schools to decide whether to require children to repeat a grade. Now see, is this true or not? Yes, actually A is true. But is it something that is answering the question? It is not something that is answering the question, because see, only option B accurately represents the government's decision to provide a grace period until 2025 for affected students, right? But option A is not correct. Part A is not correct, because the passage does not mention that the government has left it up to the individual schools to decide on grade repetition. This is what the parents have said, right? The parents feel that the government has left it up to the individual school so and so, right? So this is not related to the government's decision, right? But parents feel so. But it is not answering the question, all right? So A cannot be a part of our answer. So whatever options will have A should be discarded, all right? So we are left with only this option. Option 2, only B. So this way also you may not even need to see the other statement, right? Still we will see the third one here. It says the government has mandated that all children repeat a year if they do not meet the age requirements for their grade level, right? So it is not so. The government has not said that the students must repeat a year. In fact, we just saw it at the end of the passage, that they are asking that, they are suggesting that even if the parents don't want the students to repeat, they can very well take the student out of the school and apply again next year for the other class, right? So C is also not the answer, only B. Now the next one here says, why are the parents demanding that their child be exempted from repeating the class? All right. So firstly, let us see the statements. Parents feel it's a waste of 1 year. Yes, parents do feel so. This is true as per the passage. But is it the answer to this question? See that. Why are the parents demanding that their child be exempted from repeating a class? Because parents feel it is a waste of 1 year. Yes, this is true as per the passage, and it is also the answer to the question, right? Because it was written here that parents feel it is a waste of a whole academic year and the fees. Right, so the time and money aspect. So waste of 1 year, this is true as per passage, and also the answer to the question. And the B says parents know that the fee structures of pre-KG and kindergarten classes are similar. Is it true as per the passage? Yes, this is true. But is this the answer to the question? It is not. Parents are not demanding because of their knowledge of the fee structure, right? Understand the thin line between, knowing the similarity in the fee structure and actually making it a reason to demand exemption for their child. It has no relation, right? So here this may be true, but this is not the answer to the passage, right? To the question asked. Okay. Here the C1 says, parents feel that it's a waste of their hard-earned monies. This is also true as shown here. Fees they have paid, right? So A and C are the correct options here, right? So we'll select option 2. Okay. Now this one says, which of the following statements can be inferred from the passage, right? So 3 statements have been given. Let's see. Now A says there are rules in place for admission to class 1. B says the school or institutions find it convenient to blame the government for all the absurd rules. The age requirement is consistent across all grades and all levels of education in the institution, right? Now, firstly, whenever you have critical reasoning based questions in your reading comprehension, make sure of these points, that you always have to assume that the government decisions are for the benefit of the people. Now, once we know this, right? So, because here the caveat is all absurd rules, right? They have put this, they have described the rules as absurd. So, the government is actually, whatever rule the government imposes is cannot be called absurd, okay? So, this does not follow clearly, right? So, B cannot follow, right? Now, this says the age requirement is consistent across all grades and all levels of education in the institution. So, about what grades and levels do we know? We only know about your pre-KG, KG and first, right? We don't know about the other grades, but there are other grades as well, because it's general knowledge. There are other grades also that exist. So, this does not, this cannot be inferred from the passage. This also does not follow. Now, this one, there are rules in place for admission to class 1. This is clear stated, the passages about all, the passage is all about this. This is the correct answer. Only A we will mark, right? The other rules of critical reasoning that we should consider while attempting such questions in our exam, which are particularly based on reading comprehension, apart from the government decisions being for the benefit of the people, second should be that the warnings will always be taken seriously and appropriate action will also be taken. Suppose the government says that, evacuate this building because it may fall, then appropriate action will be that people will actually evacuate the building, right? The third one is court or authority orders will be complied. That is, if there is a rule that suppose a divorce case happened, alimony needs to be given, then it is assumed that since it is a government order, that will be complied. Okay, so these are the things that we should keep in mind while answering critical reasoning questions, right? Now stay tuned. Now tune back in tomorrow for part 2. We will discuss more questions. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do. Please press the bell icon to receive the updates of the videos that we post for you.